Hi, this is Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes, and you are witnessing a television program that I believe is called Rock Live. Peace.
Is touring still as much fun for you as it used to be?
It's awkward.
In which way?
Not touring, but holding this mic.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, of course it is, you know. I mean, like anything else, it feels different this time. Haven't done it as long as a lot of people, but we've done it a few times. I find it more enjoyable now, you know. I think the last time we went on the road, maybe subconsciously, for the first time, there was, wow, this is our whole show, and our band was changed so quickly, you know, that I knew where we were going as far as this sort of improvisational aspects of the gig, and playing different sets and adding new songs all the time, getting it really organic, getting it away from the corporate sort of structure that everyone sort of worked in who sold as many records as us. It was hard, actually, you know. I mean, you know, I didn't think about it at the time. And now I think those things are so far behind us that it's like, you know, like, we have our own space, we're very happy with it, and we get to put on the show we want to do to the people who really like it. And you know, I'd rather have a room full of 1,000 people who really, really liked your music than a place with 10,000 people and there's like a few thousand who just went because it was the thing to do. You know? I mean, if your show revolves around music, I mean, that's the most intriguing thing about the Black Crowes, and that's the musicianship and our music, which is our expression, you know, as young people on the planet. The type of music that we use, you know. I mean, it is based in living traditional American music, you know. That's what I think is again the most sort of interesting thing, you know.
When you grew up musically, did you listen to these types of music on record, or did you see a lot of live shows as well?
Well, my dad was a folk singer, so when we were little, you know, there was always guitars out and singing, you know. So I learned a lot about where songs come from, you know, the English broadsides and what blues was. You know, he didn't like sit us down and tell us just stuff you pick up, you know. Carter Family, Jimmy Driftwood, Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, all these type of people, you know. Lately, I thought about what's the one music that I would think the biggest, longest, consistent musical influence on my personality and my life is Sly and the Family Stone.
Did you ever see Sly and the Family Stone live?
No. I remember seeing them on television. And actually, I'm a really big bootleg collector. I collect a lot of bootlegs. And I have a lot of Sly bootlegs, video, that I got in Japan. It's amazing. He was really, really such a genius, man, you know.
Is that one of the reasons why you allow people to tape your shows?
Yes, and it's even simpler than that, probably, you know, because we only get to, you know, like I was talking earlier about the corporate music structure. You know, it's something that we understand, and it's something that we have to deal with, but it's something that we don't really care about the etiquette involved. We don't really care about the ass kissing and the let me do this, is it better for my career, whatever that is, you know. And we only get to make a record in that structure every couple of years, it seems. Hopefully we're going to be able to start to do things to change that, you know, within this band. So every night, the only way we really get to communicate with people is this. This is a gig. You know, we're here. It's real, and the people are there. We got here at 4 o'clock today and sound checked, and I know when I go see shows, I get, you know, I like to go there. I want something to touch, want to go someplace in my head and in my body. And that excites me, and I think that's a privilege that we get to live in that space, you know. So if people want a tape of that, because every night's a different set, you know, we play different songs, and the jams are different, you know. If a tape of that, then they deserve it, you know. They paid their money to get in, and I bet if they're here, then they have the records. So whatever we can do to make it a better experience. And if you want to keep a little bit of it and trade it with your friends, you know, cool. You know, this band, the one thing the Black Crowes, we have never been motivated by greed, you know. And I think the more we do this, the more we realize how important the people who let us have this space, you know, to be creative, to express ourselves. That's who we have so much respect for. And that's why we want to, you know, whatever we can do to make it a more comfortable thing, you know. I think that people watch too much television. That, you know, I do too. I think we do, but I think people sometimes are afraid to realize that we really are the same. I think sometimes people are afraid to admit that they're selfish. And I think in sort of a modern, what a concert can be, people forget that it's okay, that as long as you don't hurt anyone around you, as long as you respect everyone around you, you can be whoever you want. You can think whatever you want. You can dress however you want. You can be anyone you want to be. It doesn't matter. And I think sometimes when people get, you know, like wrapped up into fashion and trends, you know, that loses something. That loses a connection between me and you know. Because then it starts to become something, should I like this? Does this move me? Because they say something new's going on. I don't know how honest of a relationship that is, you know. I think music is really ancient shit, you know, it is. And that's how people have communicated for a long time. There's something to be said in that, man, you know, because there's not a lot of those ancient forms of communicating that still exist that people even still know about, you know. If music is an ancient language, it's one that we all know still. That sounds like some sort of bullshit hippie like thing, but it's heavy and it's true, you know.
Once again to blast off into the metal sphere for another hard-hitting edition of Europe's